Hey everybody, welcome back. This is going to be our last section that we're going to cover with factoring. I know there's more in the packet, but I got a little carried away, I guess. So this is lesson 3-6. It's page 11 in your packet. All right, give me just a second here. So factoring completely, if you want to do something completely, it means you don't just want to do part of it. You want to do the whole thing. So basically what that means when I see factor completely is it means I'm going to factor more than once. And basically there's two ways to factor. You're either going to, and you want to always check for this first, factor GCF. So is there something in common? All right. And that GCF, remember, you bring out front and then you undistribute. So if you see something that all the terms have in common, you want to deal with that first. After that, there's only one other way to factor, and that's using your two parentheses. And remember, we can either use y equals and look at the graph. It might be dots where the two parentheses are exactly the same, except for the sign. Or, you could use the box method as well. All three of those are going to give you two parentheses. All right, and don't forget, you can always check it in your calculator. So if I give you a question like the first one, and you think you've got it factored completely, you can type this into the calculator and then type your answer in. If you get the same number, you know you did it correctly. Okay, for some reason this doesn't want to write today. All right, so let's just look at a couple. All right, so I can see that everything has an n, and everything's divisible by 3. So I'm going to pull the 3 out. That's my GCF. And then I have 4 n's, 3 n's, and 2. If you want, you can write those out. How many do they have in common? All of them. Well, they all have at least 2. Right? Remember, go with the smallest exponent. That's the shortcut. So I'm going to take 3n squared out. That's your GCF. And undistribute. So now divide everything by it and see what you're left with in parentheses. So 3 divided by 3 is just 1. I had 4 n's, I took out 2. I'm left with 2. So it's n squared minus 15 divided by 3 would be 5. I don't know why this doesn't want to work right now. There we go. And you had 3 n's, but you took out 2, so you're just left with 1. So 5n plus 12 divided by 3 is 4. We had 2 n's, but we took them out. All right, and that might look familiar. Okay, that's a trinomial that we've been factoring either with the box method or y equals. So now your last step, you want to factor one more time. Bring this guy along for the ride. And I'm going to break this one up into 2 parentheses. And I'm going to use my calculator to help me do that. I know to get n squared, it's n times n, but now we got to use the calculator to help us figure out the rest. Or the box method, whatever you prefer. So go to y equals. You're just going to type in what's left here. You already took the 3n squared out. You just want to focus on what's in parentheses. So x squared minus 5x. And notice there's an n on there too. It just means use this button anytime you have a variable. Plus 4. We'll take a look at the graph. Remember, you're looking for the x-intercepts. It's crossing at 1 and 4. If you're not sure, go to the table. Where's the y value? 0. 1 makes it 0, and 4. So I'm just going to sketch that quick over here. So it crossed at positive 1 and 4. So that means in our parentheses, it's going to be n minus 1 and n minus 4. And there's your answer. All right. So the next one, again, you look to see if there's something they have in common. That should be the first question you ask yourself. Well, they're both divisible by 2, and they both have at least 1 p, right? That only has 1. So let's pull that out of each term. as our first factor. All right, 2 divided by 2 is just 1. 5p minus 1p would be p to the 4th. Right? If I were to multiply those, I'd get 2p to the 5th, so I know I did it right. And then 18 divided by 2 is 9. Had a p, but we took it out. All right, so if you notice, inside of here we have dots, right? The difference, subtraction of two perfect squares. So I'm going to just bring the 2p down for the ride, and this gets broken up into two parentheses. That's your only other option. So p to the 4th, you want to break it up evenly, so it'd be p squared times p squared. To get -9, it would be a +3 times a -3. If you weren't sure, you could use your calculator and hit second, quit, second mode to get out of there. Second x squared 9, the square root of 9 is 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, those are called dots, difference of two perfect squares. All right, and now you're done. Okay, there's nothing else you can do. All right, let's do one more. So 9 goes into all three of those. And this one has 3 p's, 2 p's, and 1 p, so we can take at least 1 p out of everything. Let's divide it out and see. 9 divided by 9 is just 1. You had 3 p's, you took out 1, so it's p squared left. If you want, you can write them out if you like it better. I don't know why this keeps freezing up on me here. All right, so you can see that you can take at least 1 p out of each one. So you're left with 2 p's in the first one. Keep your sign. 18 divided by 9 is 2. You have 1 p left. Minus 27 divided by 9 is 3, and your p is gone. All right, and then once again, it says factor completely, so I'll bring this 9p down, and I want to break my parentheses up even further. I'm going to go right to my calculator, go to y equals. And again, no matter what the variable, use x squared minus 2x minus 3. Take a look at the graph. It's hitting at -1 and 3. -1, 3. So in parentheses, it would be p plus 1, p minus 3. All right, so I'm going to stop there with this first video. I will have a second video with more practice. Feel free to try the other questions on your own and then check with the video. Have a good day.